This video is brought to you by This Ridge Wallet. Not the Ridge company that made this wallet, but by this pitiful emaciated wallet itself. Hello everyone, welcome back to Talk About Transformers. I'm your host, Sir Tacos, and today we're taking a look at Studio Series 86-01 Deluxe Class Jazz. Before we get started, if you have watched a few of my videos, could you do me a favor and subscribe to my channel? If you're already subscribed, I thank and appreciate you. Additionally, why not do yourself a favor and ring that notification bell so YouTube can scream at you when I release a new video. Alternatively, check out my social media links in the description below. They will scream at you a day or so in advance of a video being released. Now that I'm done shamelessly promoting myself, on to the review. Starting off in vehicle mode, as we usually do on this channel, it would appear that this version of Jazz is based on the G1 cartoon model. I was also shocked when I found out. Being as Hasbro could not acquire the licensing for an official Porsche vehicle mode, this is an approximation of whichever one G1 Jazz is supposed to be. It has the blue and red striping going down the center of the vehicle, with the Autobot symbol here on the hood. The headlights are picked out in a light powdery blue. This grille section is painted in a nice silver with some red at the bottom of the bumper area. The silver paint is also applied to the rims on the tires and to the back bumper. His feet. The last bit of paint worth mentioning in vehicle mode is the black that appears as the numbers on the side and this stripe on the front windshield. The rest of the paint in vehicle mode is this white paint covering the majority of the roof area around the windows in general. It's for color matching purposes and it is not terrible. The roof also features a 5mm port for weapons to plug into for storage. Speaking of his weapon, Jazz comes with this weapon. The sculpt is pretty good here, lots of nice little details molded in, and painted silver to boot. Then you have these 5mm tumors on the side, and the handle left as unpainted white plastic. You could use any of these three pegs to attach it to the roof, but I always prefer the handle for symmetry purposes. As for articulation, it's a car, and it can go like this. Now for some quick size comparisons. Here we have him with Core Class Starscream, Prime Junior, Deluxe sized Studio Series 86 Hot Rod, Voyager Class Kingdom Cyclonus, and Leader Class Studio Series 86 Grimlock. To begin Jazz's transformation, go ahead and remove the weapon. Next up, come to the door areas and open them like it's a discount DeLorean. There is a slot in the door section that taps into the forearm area. Next, come underneath the vehicle, pull the arm out, then rotate it back 180 degrees. Next, pull the leg sections down and wiggle the roof section up on its double hinge. Rotate this silver waist section around, fold the roof panel down. Push the center of the hood down and in and rotate the head assembly around to sit in place. Fold the leg assembly down and use these tabs to plug it into the slots in the bit of the hood we folded up earlier. Fold the door sections down until they are about in the same position as they were in vehicle mode. To get clearance to fold the rear window section in. Close up the doors and fold the roof section down to form the backpack. Normally this is where I would tell you to unpeg the legs from each other, but the tab on mine broke. I've heard of clear plastic parts on this figure breaking, but mine surprisingly broke in this way. Go ahead and comment below if your Jazz broke, and if so, how. Moving on. Next, fold down the leg. There is a tab on the knee that plugs into the top of the shin section. Fold up the toe and rotate the rear wheel down. Fold his hands and rotate the forearms and shoulders, and you're done. The transformation leaves you with a pretty good looking robot mode. I was not very pleased with his backpack area, but after seeing some third-party versions of the same look, I can't complain. The painting and sculpting is overall excellent. The head sculpt is molded in black with silver paint on the face and the powdery blue for the visor. Mine has some wear on the nose, but as always, it is a toy and I play with it. Authentic battle damage is expected. Moving down the chest, the same paint is present as vehicle mode. The upper arms are well molded from black plastic. His hands are black as well, with the lower arms being molded in white. The waist area we rotated for transformation is painted silver with a black molded Speedo underneath with blue highlights in the same paint as the vehicle mode stripes. The hip and thigh components are molded in white with the knee joints and shins being black plastic. Some of that nice silver paint has been applied to the lower shin areas, and the silver painted bumper has become the feet. Go figure. From the side, the only paint we get are his wheels. In the back is the vehicle roof, so the same paint as before. The spoiler of the vehicle mode becoming his heels is a nice look and functions pretty well. Coming back up to the head, we find that Jazz has a ball jointed head that gives you a full 360 spin with a little up and down and a touch of tilt. Standard universals for the shoulders that go all the way around, and utilizing the wheel section we rotated for transformation, you can get it up a little past 90 degrees. The elbow bends to about 90 degrees and there's a full bicep swivel. No rotation at the wrist, but they can move into the transformation if you'd like. The waist swivels 360 degrees with the backpack moving out of the way when it needs to. Keep that backpack out to get almost full forward and back movement in the hips and a decent spread, but no Van Damme. The thighs swivel as much as you need them to on mushroom pegs, and luckily without the issue my Scourge has. The tab in the knee doesn't like to stay together, but if it does, you get a little under 90 degree bend here. The toes move down due to transformation, not super useful, but it's something. Lastly, the ankles have a bone-breaking amount of pivot. As for accessories, you can leave the gun plugged into his back during transformation, or plug it in when you're done using any of the pegs. Alternatively, and more appropriately, he can hold it in his hand for shooty shoot action. We'll get him posed up a bit and take a look at our size comparison. Here we have him with Core Class Starscream, Prime Junior, Deluxe sized Studio Series 86 Hot Rod, Voyager Class Kingdom Cyclonus, and Leader Class Studio Series 86 Grimlock. Overall, Studio Series 86 Jazz is a pretty good deluxe size figure. For negatives, the knees want to fall apart more often than they want to stick together, and I add a tab break. Other than that, I can't really fault this figure at its size class or price range. It has decent paint for that simplified cartoon aesthetic, and if you want a more toy accurate look, there is a Repper label set. The sculpt is great, the posability is pretty standard, and the transformation is enjoyable enough. On the whole, I'm pretty jazzed to have it. Thanks for listening to me rant about this figure. If you liked my ramblings, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs down, even though nobody else will ever know. You can also check out my playlists from my other reviews linked in the description below, along with the links for my Instagram and Twitter pages. I think that about covers everything, so this has been Sir Tacos, and I don't have a catchphrase because all the good ones are gone. See you in the next installment of Talk About Transformers.